Griffin Canning has won each of his last 5 starts, the first Met to do that in 7 years.
And he's doing it with strikeouts, too. I mean, he's had 5 strikeouts in those starts. He's been really, really good.
Canning goes upstairs for the strikeout, and that's how matters begin this afternoon. Tucker homered in the opening game of this series. Tucker chases a changeup, and Canning's got back-to-back strikeouts to start his day. Here's Seiya Suzuki, who busted out of a slump last night for the Cubs, and he struck him out. Good changeup by Canning, who strikes out the side in the opening inning. It's great to see Matthew Boyd pitching and healthy. He hasn't made more than 15 starts in a year since 2019. And he goes upstairs with the changeup to strike out Lindor for the first out. So here's Soto, who's hitting .400 against lefties this season. And Soto chases the breaking ball. And Boyd's got back-to-back strikeouts. So there have been 5 batters in this game, 5 Ks.
Quick turnaround. They had the late game last night at 7:15, and this is a really good slider from Boyd.
And both pitchers strike out the side in the opening inning. Canning and Boyd. The contact rate is 0 so far. First fair ball of the game. There's a fly ball out to left. Brandon Nimmo battling the sun and stays with it to make the grab. Nothing easy about that. And Canning's got his 4th strikeout through the first 5 batters. So Griffin Canning feeling strong on his 29th birthday. Struck out the side in the first inning for only the 2nd time in his career. And Horner pops one up on the infield. Alonso coming in to take charge. Basket catch in foul territory. 6 up and 6 down for Griffin Canning. And that one hits Marte, who has been hit more than his share this year. It's the 6th time he's been hit. He becomes the first base runner in this game. Torrens did most of the catching when Francisco Alvarez missed a month. A surprisingly good job of producing at the plate. Torrens stocks one out to left center. Back in the gap goes Suzuki near the wall. Torrens still can't make the catch. Around third is Marte. He'll come in to score. Racing for third is Torrens. He slides in safely with an RBI triple, and the Mets strike first. It's 1-0 New York. Well, Pete Crow Armstrong has been catching just about everything this year. That was just beyond his reach.
Pete just missed it. It looked like it was on the left side of his glove, and I don't know if there's any better hit for a catcher than a triple. I really don't.
The 4th triple of his career, his first since 2021. So Canning, after going 6 up and 6 down the first 2 innings, gives up an infield hit and a walk.
Try to get on the board. Canning has been pretty stingy. I mean, only a 2.5 ERA coming into the day.
Birdie flies one out to right. See if Swanson's able to move, and Soto makes the catch. Swanson will stay put at second, and that's the first out. And a good back foot change up there by Griffin Canning for his 5th strikeout of the day. 2 down.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of expanding the zone when he's ahead. And as a hitter, you're not expecting a changeup inside. You're looking at maybe a 2-seamer at your front hip or a slider.
Tucker grounds one down to Alonso. Canning gets over to cover, and Canning able to work through trouble in the 3rd. Mets 1, Cubs nothing. And Seiya Suzuki leads off in the 4th, 2-2. Number, and Canning, a former Gold Glover, makes a beautiful highlight grab and gets the out at first.
The little glove toss, that's a lot of confidence in your glove toss. But I guess if you have gold on your mantle, you can do that.
At least you have a golden glove, you might as well use it. Line the other way, but right at Soto, and that retires the side. So Canning works a 1-2-3-4th. 4 scoreless innings for Griffin Canning. Alonso struck out his first time up, one of 4 strikeouts for Matthew Boyd through the first 3 innings. As that curveball is on the outside corner, and he strikes out Alonso. Line the other way by Nimmo, coming on Suzuki, but he'll have to play it on the hop. And Brandon Nimmo's got an opposite field single. The Mets' 3rd hit against Matthew Boyd. Marte was hit on the foot by a pitch his first time, and he pulls one through the hole for a base hit. So back-to-back 2-out hits for Nimmo and Marte, put 2 on the 2 out.
2nd time through the lineup. First time all year he has been dominating. 2nd time just so-so. 3rd time not very good. So this is important for him to get through this lineup.
And he gets one in the air along the left field line. Suzuki battling the sun and the wind, going toward the corner. He makes the catch. Nicely done by Suzuki. Caught that ball in fair territory. 2 hits and 2 left for the Mets in the 4th. Horner leads off in the 5th inning for Chicago. Horner dribbles one out in front of the plate, and Torrens pounces on it. That's the first out in the 5th. Check swing on a 3-0 pitch. Certainly not what Swanson had in mind, and Acuna makes the toss for the 2nd out. Boy, that's got to be frustrating as a hitter.
Well, you think about the last 2 outs, how frustrating. And then you get a 3-0 pitch, and you're looking for a fastball, probably middle in, and it ran too far in.
Justin Turner grounds one down to 3rd. Nice easy hop for Vientos. And that retires the side. 9 in a row retired by Griffin Canning. We're halfway through on Sunday. 1-0 New York. As Luis Angel Acuna leads off in the bottom of the 5th. Hooked into left field. A base hit for Acuna. Was able to stay back just enough on that changeup. And he's got himself a base hit to start the bottom of the 5th. Going after that pop-up. Pickoff move, and he got him at first base. Well, we've been talking about that pickoff move for Matthew Boyd, and he gets the rookie Luis Angel Acuna for the second out. That's his 3rd pickoff of the year, the 19th of his career.
Yeah, he took one step towards second base, and that was just enough to get him.
And Lindor goes down on the curveball, and that's how the 5th inning comes to an end. 6 strikeouts now for Matthew Boyd.
Well, we've talked about PCA, his chase, second highest in all of baseball, the most aggressive hitter in all of baseball, but he continues to put up good numbers.
Crow Armstrong deep to right, and that's going to tie up the game. Pete Crow Armstrong in Flushing puts a dent in the team that traded him away. His 10th home run of the year to tie up this game at 1.
And that one he left in the zone, and the one thing about PCA is his damage in the zone is incredible. His contact in the zone is really good, and he gets a fastball that gets too much of the plate.
And Tucker fouls one off to Renz, who took that one sharply in a bad spot.
The bad part about being a catcher, it's great that you're always involved, but sometimes you don't want to be involved. Yeah, you hope he's all right here.
It's Brian Baca, the assistant athletic trainer with Torrens, who really has not moved. I mean, he wants to tough it out. You know, it's hard for him to even walk right now. And so Francisco Alvarez will come in to replace Torrens. And Suzuki, it's another ground ball. Vientos handles it. Side retired. Pete Crow Armstrong ties the game with a home run. It's 1-1 in the 6th inning at Citi Field. Well, Matthew Boyd now with 8 strikeouts, a season high. Mark Vientos tries his hand, and he launches one to deep left field. Suzuki back near the wall. It's out of here. Last night it was Brett Beatty hitting 2 home runs and driving in 5. Tonight it's his good friend Mark Vientos laying down his marker. His 5th of the year gives the Mets a 2-1 lead.
This ball doesn't get in enough, and he probably wants it up a little more. Mark, who's been much better since the first 14 games, puts the Mets up 2-1.
Reed Garrett on the pitch for the Mets as we go to the 7th.
Pitched in 17 games, only been scored upon 1 time.
And a ground ball hit slowly. Acuna comes in. His only play is to first. So the tying run in scoring position with 1 out. And now Horner lashes one into left field, and that's going to tie up the game. Around third comes Bush. He'll come in to score. Horner heads to second. He's in standing with an RBI double. And the Cubs have come back to tie it again. It's 2-2 in the 7th.
Nico Hoerner, being one of the toughest hitters to strike out in baseball, uses the whole field. Doesn't necessarily hit the ball extremely hard, but he finds a way to put the ball in play. It's exactly what he does here.
And he reaches for it and flicks it out to center. In comes Taylor, and he's there to retire the side. Horner's double ties the game. It's the Mets 2 and the Cubs 2.
When you talk about the late game heroics, he has 8 home runs, and he's hit some big ones late.
Lindor smacks one to deep right field. Tucker back on the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Francisco Lindor puts the Mets back in front with his 9th home run of the year. 3-2 New York. More late game magic from the Mets' unofficial captain. And Alonso drills one to left field. Suzuki won't get this one. Cuts it off on the warning track. Alonso heads to second, and he stands with a 1-out double. His league-leading 15th double of the year. Now Vientos bangs one to the center for a base hit. Alonso being waved home as it's bobbled by Crow Armstrong, and Alonso scores standing up, and the Mets have an insurance run. It's 4-2. Vientos, who hit the home run that gave the Mets the lead in the 6th, now provides some insurance in the 8th. Nimmo's been on base twice. 1-2 to Nimmo. And he slugs one to deep right field. Tucker back to the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with the Mets' 2nd home run of the bottom of the 8th inning. His 8th of the year, a 2-run shot. And now the Mets have scored 4 times in the bottom of the 8th and lead the Cubs 6-2. And just like that, the Cubs are down to their final out. Another ground ball, this one for Alonso, and that'll do it. And the Mets take 2 out of 3 in the series from the Cubs. An 8th inning explosion as the Mets defeat the Cubs 6-2.